Welcome to my channel. This is the beautiful game with Oscar. Football is my therapy. This is a platform where the football community meets for upcoming games, for transfers, tactics, definitely banter, and for some robust engagements. Well, the much anticipated match between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates ends with Mamelodi Sundowns snatching 3 points away from Orlando Pirates with a 1-0 victory. A penalty by Lucas Costa. Well, it was a highly tactical game, a very emotional game, very physical as well. And I would say that that first half belonged to Mamelodi Sundowns. And in moments, huge moments in the second half, I'd also give the second half to Orlando Pirates. At some point in the first half, I was thinking to myself, is Mamelodi Sundowns making Orlando Pirates visitors in their own backyard, in their own home? Well, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Oscar Into Football, where we discuss anything to do with soccer from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Well, in this episode, we're diving through and just going through the 5 things we learned from this particular game. And we are going at it. Numero uno. If anyone, or if I sat here and said I knew that Jose Rivero was going to start with that 11, or even Rolando Mukwena was going to have Esipombule as a surprise starter in his 11, I would be lying. I'd be lying. I didn't see Sipombule starting in this match. Neither did I see Baloni starting for Orlando Pirates. Obviously, with Jose Rivero, there had to be someone who was going to replace Ndlondo, who was suspended, and he opted with Baloni. I think that's one mistake he has made, in that you cannot play kids against Mamelodi Sundowns. I mean, that front four had Baloni, inexperienced in the PSL, and then it had Ratomo slash Mufukeng. And but on the other side of Mamelodi Sundowns, Master Chef Sipumbule had a Sterling, an excellent first half, and Mukwena had to protect him and pull him out in the second half because he feared that he might pick up a second yellow card. Many might even argue that Sipombule deserved to walk. He was supposed to get a second yellow card, but the ref was lenient and showed grace. So yeah, really sums up the first point, in that the lineups were, no one could have accurately predicted the 11 from both teams. Well, the second point we learned from this game is the bench. The bench. The substitutions that were made by Rulani Mukwena, obviously he was considering the second leg match against Kaizer Chiefs on Saturday. Hence, he had to pull out Mshishi, Shasha, and Costa, all of them at the same time, which I also think was at the time at the exact moment where things turned around for Orlando Pirates. The 3 players that were introduced, Mandieta, Morena, and Maseko. Maseko, Mandieta, not much from them. They didn't affect the game as much. Morena here and there, while obviously he's got the experience of these big games. But when we pull out those 3 players, it's almost like I mean, the idea probably was to play on the counter, because naturally speaking, if you are the host team and you are behind, definitely the second half you will attack. You will attack, and that's exactly what Pirates did. And You look at how the sub made at halftime by Jose. He pulled out the young Mukwena. The game was just too big for the young man, and he introduced Hoto. I was excited to watch Maswangani. I mean, the front four of Orlando Pirates when I went to the stadium. Maswangani, Saleng, Lipasa, and Mufukeng. But the front four were disappointing on the night. I mean, all of them were completely off. I can understand when you pass it because his role is one that depends on being fed by the midfielders or the number 10, which is Maswanga in this case. And I mean, he had no supply whatsoever. I mean, that whole midfield was overwhelmed by Sundowns in the first half. Uh, because it appears like the formation. I mean, it's difficult to predict Mukwena's formation. On the side of Orlando Pirates, it's very clear. It's a 4-2-3-1 with Murena and Baloni sitting just behind the front four. But on the side of Mamelodi Sundowns, they've got so many ball players. I mean, so many defending ball players who have the freedom also to go into the middle. So it's kind of like difficult to predict how they line up. It appeared like a 3-3-3-1. The three at the back, it was Mudau, Mvala, and AB. In front of them, it was Rivaldo, Sipumbule, and a Mukwena. And in front of those three, it was Alende, Mshishi, Costa, and the front man was Shalulile. But as much as I'm saying it was a 3-3-1, at some point, depending on how Pirates is playing, it could shift to 4-4-2 Diamond. And but yeah. Anyway, on the side of the bench of Orlando Pirates, the introduction of Hoto changed things for them, and I think Joseph should have, could have swapped. I mean, Saleng and Maswangan earlier, they were completely off. They were completely off. And you ask yourself, what was even the reason for resting the players against Jwaneng in Botswana if the players, I mean, they were completely off on Wednesday night. But anyway, great match. The bench, and later on, which is now my third point, later on, a guy by the name of Kimvudi, the Congolese, what a gem, what a player. Come on the ball, very confident. He's definitely going to be eating someone's lunch at Orlando Pirates. I don't know who, but I see the guy as a starter in the next game for Orlando Pirates. We'll have to wait and see how Jose will introduce this guy come Sunday when they're hosting the second leg Stellenbosch at Orlando Stadium. We'll have to see. But Comvidi is a classy player. It's a classy player, a gem, and but obviously we only saw the guy for like 10 or 12 minutes or so. But what we've seen this far is a guy that could easily play the number 10 role or play just behind Lipasa, or he's just brilliant. So that was the third point, Kembudi. And now going to the fourth point, I'm convinced in this. Even if uh, this game would end up being played for 180 minutes, I'm convinced in this that Orlando Pirates were never going to score. It was just that night that they are starved of clear-cut chances. They are just were subjected to just crossing the balls, but still the defending for Mamelodi Sundowns on the day was just excellent. So even if they played 180 minutes, they were never going to score. I really feel for Lipasa. I really feel for Lipasa. And even the introduction of Erasmus later on, he didn't yield fruits. In South Africa in general, it is frustrating. I mean, this is for all teams, all teams. It is frustrating to see teams. You actually don't even know if these guys do they actually even practice set pieces. I think there were two or three set pieces. One was from Saleng in the first half. The other one was Kennedy Erasmus. I forgot the other one. These guys, I mean, those free kicks were poor, poor, poor. And you ask yourself, what are these guys doing in training? Are they not practicing set play free kicks for them to do such nonsense? And this is all boards. This is not just Orlando Pirates, but this is everyone. But it just adds to the point that even if Pirates had played 180 minutes, they were never going to score. On the side of Sundowns, they had opportunities, but it was not clear cut. I think two instances where Shasha had to really test the keeper, but he passed the keeper. And but all in all, I think the 1-0 scoreline is the true reflection of this game. A champion score or type of a game, highly tactical, and Jose has to go back and sit down and see how he fixes issues uh, going forward. Was a big game for Orlando Pirates in testing themselves or benchmarking themselves. How far are they against the dominating Mamelodi Sundowns in this league? And they might actually cry in that maybe the ref was too lenient against some Mamelodi Sundowns players. But I'm not here to talk about refs. So that was the fourth point. Well, the last point on this episode, on the 5 things we learned on the game, Orlando Pirates hosting Mamelodi Sundowns, is about the man of the match. I think the Supersport analyst chose Debo Mukwena. He bossed that midfield. He really played his heart out. On the side of Orlando Pirates, I must say I was really impressed with Paseko Marco and Tabang Munare. They really tried. They really tried. Uh, so on the side of Orlando Pirates, those two were my men of the match. Front four were just disappointing. Hoto and Kimbudi guy didn't have enough minutes, but they changed the game for Orlando Pirates. Excuse me. And on the side of Mamelodi Sundowns, yes, the analyst might have chosen Tebo Homgwen as the man of the match, and yes, deservedly so. But there are players that are consistently giving 8 out of 10 performances. I mean, in and out, in and out. Marcelo Allende, he consistently gives you an 8 or above, never below. But I must say, I was impressed, and I would have given the man of the match to the Moroccan guy, AB. Coming to this game, I had thought that he might not even start because of the respect and the fear I had for the front four of Orlando Pirates. Pacey players, skillful. He's not the quickest of defenders, AB, but he had Saleng in his pocket Wednesday night. He dealt with, I think, the mentality and the idea with him was anything they play to a player is marking, in this case, it would be Saleh, he would ensure that he's the first man on the ball. He would not allow Saleh to relax, allow Saleh to be comfortable. He had some critical clearances in the box. So I would have definitely given the man of the match to AB, a big up to him. But also there's other players who had stellar performances. Rivaldo had a good game. Mutobi Mfala, no nonsensical. performance at the back. And Mshishi is like a glue that connects everyone in this Mamelodi Sundowns team. But anyway, so that sums up all the 5 points I noticed and I learned from this game. It is 7 out of 7 for Mamelodi Sundowns, 21 points. And out of the 5 games Orlando Pirates have played, they have only accumulated 7 points. So that's the end of this episode. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Please also, it is important that you like the videos so it also reaches like-minded people like you. I appreciate people who will come back and view and even give feedback to the videos I'm producing. We are constantly or attempting to improve every time we are dishing out this content. Thank you so much, folks, for sitting by and watching this episode. Definitely be seeing you next time. It is the big one this weekend, the second leg semi-final. Stelis against Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs. Thank you, folks, and God bless.